In a desperate attempt to win back the fans, in Black Ops 6 Season 2 they've brought back a fan favourite SMG in the PPSH-41. It's came back as part of the Battle Pass, of course. You know, Activision gotta make their money because they haven't made enough of that. It's unlocked at page 6 of the Battle Pass, so you're gonna have to play a little bit before you unlock it. And with it being 4 days since Season 2 was released, I'm gonna predict that quite a few people are starting to unlock this gun right now, so I thought I'd make a video to show you my build to turn this thing into an absolute beast, because if you don't, you're gonna have a horrible time. But without further ado, let's get into some gameplay. Wait, crap, this is the wrong game. Oh, I wish I was playing World at War right now. Well, wait for me to change back to the right game. I'd just like to say thanks so much for the support recently. Any at all helps me so much because I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, and I just really want to say I appreciate it. Right, I'll get on with it now. So the PPSH has made a return for like the, third or fourth time now in Call of Duty history, and if you're an old timer like me, just like I love using the STG skin on the Model L that's already in the game, I love old weapons. They remind me when Call of Duty was so much brighter, and just life was just easy, nothing to worry about, come home, grind COD, try and meet Max Siege. That was my life for like a solid 5 years. But here we are, nearly 20 years later, and unlike my dad when he went to get milk, one of my loves have came back to me, and it is the PPSH. Known for a classic weapon in World at War, and especially zombies, it was always just such a satisfying gun that really did define my childhood. But looking past all the nostalgia, there's actually a really solid gun here that can be used in Black Ops 6. Although it does require a specific setup of attachments and a knowledge of how a playstyle to really use it to its max potential. But I think it's something that's well worth learning, and loadout I'm going to give you this well worth trying to make this gun fun and enjoyable. Because even if you didn't play the old CODs, the PPSH is just a like really fun gun to use. Also known as the Big PP. Yeah, that's what I called it when I was younger. The Big PP, but yeah. The Big PP is just so unique. It's got such a like unique look to it. It's also got an extremely fast fire rate, and to be honest, it doesn't really move that much with the right attachments. So I have to stress this again, because when I first unlocked this gun, definitely didn't pay for Black Cell just to unlock this gun like straight away. No, I'd never do that. But when I first unlocked it, I was struggling, and I was really surprised because I did get to it a little bit late, and I seen all these big YouTubers posting how amazing it is and how it's just taking over the scene. But I put it on, and when you first put it on, you're probably going to realize this too. It's really bad. Like, it takes so many bullets to kill someone, and it moves so much, and it just feels so clunky in your hands. Like, even on the screen right now, to me, it just looks massive. I don't know if it's just because, like, my big PP is massive in this game. No, but if my no, I need to stop saying big PP. But the PPSH in World at War was kind of zoomed out a lot, or like the game was just more zoomed out in general. So I don't know if I'm relating to that in my head, but to me it just feels so clunky at the start here. But I stuck through it. My loyalty to my big PP really shone through, and it paid off because I found a build that was just absolutely incredible and made this gun just an incredibly fun gun to use. But as a testament to how much I was actually struggling with this gun, this is something that makes me laugh now looking back on it. I tried putting a red dot sight on it. Like, a red dot sight in the PPSH just looks so wrong. I know in World at War you had the aperture sight and some people did like to use it, but to me, a red dot sight in this just felt like I was committing a war crime. Like, literally, like, just look at it, it just doesn't look right. But thankfully, I found attachments that really remove the recoil in the gun, because to be honest, the iron sights in this gun are one of the best in the game, and I'm very, very picky with my iron sights, but it's got that like plain iron sight look that even like the STG has, so it is quite easy to use. But more good news, like literally as I'm recording this video, like no word of a lie, I was doing the voiceover to this video, Treyarch dropped another patch which even made the PPSH even better than it already is. And to do that, they gave it a 30% damage range increase, which is absolutely massive. And they also increased the limb multiplier, which is like how much you shoot someone in like the arms or legs, from 0.95 back up to 1, which doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, all the guns in this game are so closely matched that any slight change or increase in any of the stats at all can make a huge difference when you're actually using the gun in game. And it's so nice to see them giving some more love to my big PP. Right, okay, that one was a little bit too much on the nose, I promise. I'll stop now. We'll just call it the PPSH again. They also give a little bit of love and made one of the attachments a wee bit better. They actually increased 3 of the foregrips, but luckily enough, one of the foregrips I already had in my build, so it's going to make my build even better. Don't worry, I'm going to get to the build in just like a wee second. But as for the playstyle when using this gun, it is slightly similar to what I would say maybe like the SOG. You kind of have to like stay a little bit liquid. Don't take any gunfights over like 30 to 40 meters, although the damage range increase might make that a little bit different. But to be honest, the closer the better with this gun. You see how fast it shoots, and up close it just absolutely shreds. But I would say it does have a better range than the SOG. So I would actually like probably say that this gun is like really good in Warzone. Again, I haven't got the Warzone yet. Like, I'm going to play Warzone maybe when Verdansk comes out. But right now, it's just not on my list of priorities. Still going for that dark matter. But I would say this would be a very good Warzone gun because you need to stay liquid, keep flanking, keep sliding into people. Don't stand still and like shoot people like from behind, like on a head glitch. It's not going to work because even ranges just like, let's say like the top 2 windows from Nuketown, like from the buildings, the one window to another. It's not going to be very good. You probably want to keep it to like 1 window to the yellow bus on the garage, open garage side of the car. I know it's kind of a hard way to reference it, but it is very good at that sort of distance and up close. If you're like basically kissing someone, they're not going to stand a chance. Right, I'll stop waffling now and get into the guts of probably why you're watching this video, and that is with the attachments. Now starting off, we've got no optic on it because we've seen what an optic looked like on it. If you're using the red dot in your PPSH, you're doing it wrong. The iron sight is fine. I'd actually say it's one of the best iron sights in the game. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to maybe for some people, but you really shouldn't be wasting that attachment slot on an optic for this gun. And then in the muzzle, we've got compensator, which of course reduces the vertical recoil control. Usually I use a ported compensator, but to be honest, the first bullet recoil in this gun really isn't that bad, and that's really what the ported compensator is for. But I just went for the normal compensator because it gives you that vertical recoil adjustment. The PP does like to move up and down quite a bit, but with this compensator you really should see a nice reduction, making it more usable. And then you've got the barrel, you've got long barrel. As I've said before, this gun is extremely good up close, so any opportunity you can at increasing its damage range you should take. This, combined with the newest update that just came out on the 31st of January, with the increase in the long range damage, will make this gun even better, and you'll start to be able to fry over longer distances and just help you out in those scenarios where you may get caught out if you're not using the proper movement. And you've got vertical foregrip, which does what it says in the tin, which is reduce the vertical recoil. Not my joking, that'd be too simple. Vertical foregrip reduces the horizontal recoil, which is your gun moving left to right. It's not something that's too much of a problem in this gun, but out of all the foregrips, this is the one you should be going for. This is the foregrip that also got buffed along with 2 other foregrips in the patch. But vertical foregrip will pretty much eliminate this gun moving left to right at all entirely, helping you keep that straight laser beam whenever the guns are flying out. And that moves us on to probably the most important attachment on this gun. And I think this is the only gun in the game where I actually use this attachment, and that is extended mags. Actually, no, there's that really fast gun as well. Whatever it's called, I can't remember. But yes, extended mags. Extended mags is probably one of the most important things in this gun. It starts off with 30 bullets, but if you can see in the background, this thing shoots fast. And I think it gets rid of those 30 bullets in like under, like I would say, 3 or 4 seconds of continuous fire. So you really do need extended mag. I wouldn't go for extended mag 2 because then you start to see some negative benefits on things other than your reload speed. I think it actually decreases your aim down sight speed, which is something you really do not want, especially on an SMG. So I was like, stick to extended mag 1 because that gives you more bullets, while the only reduction is that you have to reload a wee bit longer, and that's something you can deal with. Otherwise you can't deal with the negative impacts of extended mag 2. Now I've left out a stock and a laser because as an SMG, I don't think any of the stocks really benefit you that much, and this is only a 5 attachment class. If you're using 8 attachments, obviously you'd stick them all on, or 7 attachments, whatever it is. But 5 attachment class, what I like to stick to, because I like the 2 perks or extra grenades or whatever, I would stick with no stock and no laser because they're really not needed. Realistically, you're never really going to be hip firing unless you're in a really tight scenario, which if you miss in that scenario, it's your own fault. And if you're getting into too many hip fire scenarios, you're not really playing the game right, really. So the last thing I've put on is the over pressured rounds, and that is just increasing the bullet velocity even more. This is probably something that's not really needed, but I found that I can control the recoil enough without recoil springs. Although if you are struggling with the recoil, do stick on recoil strings instead of this because it's not something that's absolutely necessary, because this gun just shoots so fast as it is. But that's the build I'd go for, and it's the build that I've been absolutely frying with. This is a gun that you really have to try out, and if you have tried it out already, please let me know down in the comments what you think of it so far. And if you do try this build, please come back and let me know as well. If you could drop a little like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. It is nice that Call of Duty are adding some more guns that are actually usable. That just keeps it interesting. And of course, if you're going for the dark matter camos, it means that you can get one extra gun that doesn't have to be a really crappy launcher or knife that takes ages to get. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.